Where's Kobe on your all-time list, and why does he fall short of the GOAT conversation in your eyes?
He's easily top 10, probably top 5. He's not my GOAT because he's number 2 as an off guard. He didn't eclipse Jordan. So because he didn't eclipse Jordan, he's number 2. And because we're making the argument about LeBron in terms of his versatility, being a guy that can play 4 different positions, being a point forward, being a guy that's a 27-point per game scorer, and kind of things that he's been able to do, we have him on the Mount Rushmore. Nobody's resume supersedes that of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar outside of Bill Russell. But we know that Bill Russell wasn't Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as a talent. He was as a leader and a champion and a winner, 11 titles in 13 years. But when you look at Kareem and the all-time scoring champion before LeBron eclipsed him, the only individual in the history of the sport with one patented move that was considered unstoppable. Everybody knew the sky hook, all right? 6-time champion, 19-time All-Star, what he was able to do. But LeBron's resume, in a lot of people's eyes, 10 NBA Finals, 4 MVPs, 4 championships, and what he's been able to do with his versatility. I look at Kobe, and even though I would rather have Kobe, particularly in tight situations, my attitude was Kobe's number 2 off guard, so automatically I didn't think about him as the GOAT. That was my argument.
Number 2 off guard, he's not in the top 5?
And I said he might be in the top 5.
Oh, might be, okay.
The only reason I say not top 5, I'm talking about Kareem. You say, like, some people say Tim Duncan's the best power forward ever. They look at Kareem as opposed to Russell or Shaq or somebody. You're including all of those names. But when you talk about the off-guard position, I think it's MJ and Kobe.
And just quickly, Kareem also almost put Bruce last in Game of Death, so that would elevate him in the GOAT discussion. But no, let's move over to Cemetery Larry. Obviously, you...
Come on.
With Kobe being mentioned, what's the GOATs?
No, I didn't take it. I take issue with minimizing legacy in order for another slot to be taken up. And it's not even about, he has an opinion. He can say what he wants, and everyone can, right?
Yeah.
But we talking about legacy. You talking about somebody that could obviously speak for himself when he's here. So there's nobody that can actually be the spokesman for someone who's passed and that can say, Shaq carried me. What do you mean it don't count? He was on my team. What do you mean you don't know what a three-peat means? And we almost did it twice because of a short season of a CBA agreement. And they get swept. We got swept because of the turmoil in our team, shortened season. But then you look at Kobe Bryant's whole legacy, it's not about the whole stats and the All-NBAs and none of that to me. They 1A, 1B. There can't be a number 2 if you got 1A, 1B.
Okay.
So at the legacy point, when you're like, all right, Kobe, man, rest in peace. You did everything you needed to do to lead this next generation, and hopefully they leave the game as you left it. And he left the game as scoring 15,000 and 17,000 in 2 different jerseys, introducing the mama mentality. This ain't got nothing to do with stats. This ain't got nothing to do with accomplishments and awards. It's just influence and inspiration.
Oh,
I think great 1A is right there.
When they argue he's the closest thing to Jordan, then you put him at like...
Number 6.
Yeah, if I'm the closest thing to greatness that far...
And then you put somebody else in front of me who's done less.
Yeah, but you also got to...
That's what my...
See, respectfully, look, that's where we let emotion. Tell you why. We all missed the Black Mamba. I know I had a lot of love for him. I was with him 3 weeks before he passed away, by the way. New Year's Eve, we brought Z together. We was at the party and shit. And with his wife was there in the whole bit. You know what Kobe meant to all of us. But I will tell you a quick story. So I'm rapping to Kobe how I feel about MJ. And Kobe was like, shit, I'd give anything if I could rewind the clock and I could name errors and I'd have bust his ass. You know, and I'm laughing or whatever. And he was like, tell him, time. Picked up the phone, and he's like, start laughing. He said, yeah. He tells me that all the damn time. You know, so what you saying about him, be clear, he believes that. You know, you ain't lying when you talk about what Kobe believes and what Kobe would challenge anybody on. But here's the thing. Kobe wouldn't bring up legacy off the court. He would leave that to others. He like, you know, that shit speaks for itself. He believes about his game, he was MJ.
The baddest.
He believes that. He believed that, God rest his soul. That's how he felt. No doubt about that.
That's why I said to them, like, it wasn't about what you said, it was in the context of the defense for him. when you like the younger generation hearing us talk about can't speak for itself. So all we got now are memories and highlights. So we got our own peers who 5,000 guys watch this dude play. We all should be, not just because he died, but because of what we seen. Like, yeah, he was one of them. He was one of them.
Yeah, but the flip side to that is we're talking about basketball. So in my position, all you could do is say, yo, when he was alive, this is what he said. This is how he felt. I might agree with him about point A or point D,
100%.
agree with him on C and D, but as long as you're not discrediting him by omitting the stuff that he said and believed and pointing out his accomplishments along the way, respecting him, you just talking basketball.
Being better than someone, me being better than you and me having a better NBA career than you is two different things. We're not talking, if they played, we know Kobe gonna mop them. Having a better resume than someone is two different things. You can't confuse the two.
Because
you can't say you can't say take away the resume. Once you say take away the resume, you're you can't be validated. You can't say take away the resume. You take away my 5 Ds. You take away that. You can't do that. My resume is my resume. We played in the same era.
The conversation
you needed
is
MVPs,
better.
I got them. You can't say I'm better one player than you. Take this. You can't fuck that.
So I can say I'm the best.
You can say if you're a better one-on-one player.
I'm the best one-on-one player.
Cool.
The best scorer.
Cool.
Yeah.
My time.
I'm the best.
Cool. That is
I'm the
great.
best clutch player.
Cool.
So if I'm the best at all these things, and you are only the best at these two things, that means I'm better.
My time is faster. So who's faster in reality?
You just blew goals.
If it's a race and it's faster, I don't give a fuck how you ran
start.
it.
You got a good start.
Cool.
It's like a
It's part of my resume. My start is part of my resume. My endings are part of my resume. You can't pick and choose what you're gonna use.
Yeah,
you can say you have a better.
Because we're not talking about.
You
just said we come in and have two different conversations: resume or who's the best.
Now, when you say who's
you
the best,
want to have this conversation because you can use all of these metrics and stats to prove this. When we talk about this, you can't have the conversation.
That's eye test.
You're not. It's not, because he said it. He said, Michael, the best version of Michael Jordan that we've seen in comparison to the best version of LeBron James we've seen, bro, if you don't get out of here.
Who's the better player? I mean, LeBron and Kobe. Who has the better clutch percentage? Who has the most clutch shots?
I don't know.
I mean,
You can tell him.
But you're using stats, right?
What are you using?
I'm using what we've seen in those moments. Those moments.
He's making his, you're looking. When LeBron's making his, you're not looking. So
the shot LeBron's making is at the end of the second quarter.
So again,
right at the quarter.
Moments. He didn't have more than MJ.
Who? Kobe. Yes, he did.
Clutch.
Yes. And,
Clutch,
and
I'm
game
talking about
winner.
game
We're talking
winner.
about
Game
game winner.
Who has more game winners? Who has more game winners? Kobe or LeBron?
See, he brung up the clutch, which can be end of quarter, could be a lot of things. Last 3 minutes. But when you talk about game winners, that's the metric of a man. Chris against the Heat. Kobe backboard.
But what?
On Christmas? Merry Christmas, niggas.
You said Merry Christmas. I saw MJ do it to win championships.
You have to use you got to use
1A, 1B.
legacy, yo.
1A, 1B.
You can't use what you want to use.
We can, because we all got our own opinion. That's exactly why he sat there and said opinion. And then you can't tell me I gotta use your metric to get your fucking numbers. He just laid it out. This is why I got him. This is why I got him too. And that's why I sat there and was like, you know what? I respect that, because that's your reason why.
I asked you a question. I said, who is a better clutch shooter? You said Kobe. I said, who has the better percentage? You said LeBron. I said, who has the most clutch shot? You said LeBron. Now, how convincing anyone that Kobe is a better shooter? What are you saying? Like, how are you proving this? If nobody ever seen these two, how do you prove it to that person?
Do we have to show them highlights? Do you want to show them highlights if we never seen them play? Do they get to see highlights?
Yes.
So they get to see highlights of hitting clutch shots?
And then you get
compared to
but you
LeBron?
got to show the other one too, right?
Yeah. So if we base it on that alone, Kobe's definitely
So if
better.
one has 100, one is shooting at a 40, one is shooting at a 6%. How do you like?
One of them at the buzzer, Gil. At the buzzer, game.
Buzzer beaters is different things than clutch. Like,
Game? No, it's not.
If I say who,
It's the definition of clutch.
if I say who to determine that, a percentage, right?
But
How do you want to use percentage on one thing, but then you don't want to use on the other? That's the problem.
We do.
Yeah,
Use
we
it
do.
all. Can you?
It's 6-0 in the finals.
yeah.
You don't like
How
that
y'all use
percentage,
resume
right?
for
You don't
hope
like that
You don't
percentage.
use the Kareem and Bill Russell resume to be the number one.
Everyone's
side.
you're supposed to use everyone. You can't pick and choose what you want. I just
So
gave
then,
you-
Bill, like you just said, Bill Russell number one.
I just
That's
gave
what I'm
you
trying to figure
how
out.
do you choose who shoots a better free throw? You're just gonna go straight to percentage. You're not gonna go off of how it looks. You're gonna go off of the percentage. That's how it. You only want to change it.
So if the
when
guy
it
that 1 for 1, is he the greatest free throw shooter of all time, Gilbert?
no,
Is he shooting at 100% from the free throw line?
but he shot one.
He hasn't missed.
So if
So
one,
is the percentages count or not?
so one shot more shots.
Who's in the front of the leaderboard? The guy who has 100%.
So wait,
Switch this up. You know, one of the things, George, y'all, I've often said this about LeBron at the small forward spot. Give me LeBron for 46 minutes. Or the last
Hey.
last 2
Now-
minutes.
Hey. So great you gonna be if you gonna sub him out. Last 2 minutes.
Okay.
Huh?
You think you're better
I
because you played 2 minutes?
against Larry Bird.
you can't
I need
say
Larry.
that.
I need Larry to be on. I need Larry to be.
But LeBron will be on the court.
It's-
Well, I'm also
It's
telling you I
clutch on
trust him
both
more at the free
ends.
throw line.
Of course.
The shit he did
Larry's a
for the
legend.
I trust him at the free throw
But
line.
that's the problem. You're trying to sub in 2 minutes for my 46.
Right.
Because we know you can't take us home.
And you can't play 46.
And I can
Once
take us
upon a
home.
time.
That's-
But I take us home.
Like, you can't play
But I
46.
take us home. Steve don't know how to get here, but he know how to get us back.
And you don't know how to get us there.
He know how to get us back.
But you don't know how to get us
We
there.
don't need to.
That's what I said. Like, I'm listening to you think you're better than me.
That's why we work together.
Nobody's putting you on a Tim Duncan.
Same team. What are you talking about?
Where
So
are we going with this?
When
We
you
gotta pick it back
said,
in.
can you,
gotta
when you
pick it-
said look, 6 minutes, and then
No,
you
no,
put
no.
in Larry,
No, I just-
they was on the same team when you did this, right? No,
Yeah,
but when you said you was thinking about the
yeah.
LeBron
No,
being
what
on the court.
no, what I'm saying is when you talk about the small forward spot,
Yeah.
I think that LeBron James, let's say for example, we're talking about a teams is the greatest in that regard, at that position. Because shit, I saw that damn Larry Bird, bro, in the clutch. You understand? And don't leave him open. Don't let that happen. Don't send him to the free throw line. Don't let that happen. That's how I was looking at it. I know that physically, athletically, in terms of what you're doing over the course of a complete game, he's not LeBron. But when you talk about those last 2 minutes, that's all I was saying. That's certainly not to pick all, but think about it sometimes like
clutch,
that.
That's there.
In
That's
clutch-
there too.
In clutch, when it comes to somebody like Larry Bird,
Yeah.
Kobe,
Yeah.
Jordan, who, like, for the most part, never really seen Larry like that.
Yes.
Right?
For
I
me,
didn't-
it would be Jordan. It would be Jordan. All day, every day. I just think he's the greatest ever. And not only that, he did on both ends.
And we never bring that up about Kobe.
And Kobe, we need to do more. We need to more. Because Kobe had some years.
The only.
Kobe some years where he was
NBA
locked down.
All
defensively.
NBA, all NBA.
Yeah, he got
defense
more,
for 10
right?
straight
The
years.
same, right? Ain't it the same?
The only
Ain't
player.
it the same?
in-
9.
Look that up. I need to see that stat. Because I think Jordan got him beat even on that
Yes,
one.
he does.
In the decade from
think
2000
Oh,
to
now,
2002.
so we're taking out 96 to 2000. That's the problem. You can't take out shit, man.
You like-
Just
you-
let everybody
'cause you don't like
be
it. I
what
like-
it is.
I like
But
doing
when
shit he
did
don't like.
You can't let. You
I
can't,
like doing shit he don't like.
stop
It's supposed to be his favorite player, like me putting his favorite player at number one.
No, you got to
Weird.
make.
Like, you be glad
like,
me
'cause
to
he
just
has
put
Kobe,
Kobe.
he has
But
Kobe
every
over-
time no, you can't just do
Yes,
that.
Kobe over Jordan. You just
is.
let
Fucking
everybody resume speak for itself.
Weirdest
Stop
shit in the world.
minimizing this year
You
versus
don't want
this
me to
year. Like,
coach your
you
favorite
can't
player.
do that. You can't say
So
from
weird.
2000 to 2000 when last CVB, 2000 to 2009, Kobe was.
Because I know that physically, athletically, in terms of what you're doing over the course of